Hello and welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy and we're on Sunday stitching. Now when I left you last I had all these pieces pinned to my wadding background, and as you can see I've gone up and down and they are now all adhered. So they're all safely on. So what we're doing now is not stitching to hold them down but decorative stitching. Now normally when I do something like this I would use a black thread on, paler fabrics, but there's quite a lot of black in here already. So I'm going to use mainly this cream. This is the Sheepy's Maxi Sugar Rush number 505. But then also to bring back some of the blacky grey tone, I'm going to use the 618 in this silver grey. So I'm going to use these two colours, and I pulled this image off of the internet just as a bit of a guide of the sort of random flowers that I would like to do. So with a combination of this and Jennifer Clouston style stitching, I'm going to set about now and make this pretty. Well, what I think is pretty. And hopefully you'll enjoy either crafting along or watching. I've got a white pencil, dressmaking pencil, because obviously my black pen is not going to show up particularly well on here. And you can see this doesn't mark particularly well anyway, but it rubs off fairly easily. So we just want to work out where we're going, and I think what I want to do is I want to start there and come round there. So if we can't see it, we can't see it. We might as well just stitch away, mightn't we? So we'll get a needle out, and I'm going to start by threading up with this cream. So I hope you're all happy, safe and well. Second week of June already. Before we know where we are, we'll be saying it's Christmas. So I finally got some nice warm weather. I am actually filming ahead, so by the time you're watching this, it might not be nice weather at all. It might be horrible weather, but today it's nice and warm. In fact, I popped out to the little corner shop. If you don't live in the UK, you might not know what that is. Just because I needed a couple of bits, and yeah, it was super warm. I've come back and stripped off to a thin t-shirt and had an ice lolly. So how about that? So we're going to start about here. Okay, I'm going to turn it upside down, and I'm going to do like a stem stitch. So come over, back and through. Oh, don't start with this knotting up lark. Really not in the mood for this today, that's for sure. This is one of the reasons that I'm always saying I don't particularly like the heat. Makes me very short-tempered. Oh, for goodness sake. And now I've got like a proper knot, have I? Is this where I turn the camera off and start again? yeah, it's a proper knot, isn't it? Right, I'm not going to turn the camera off because that would be cheating, but I am going to snip that off and we'll start again. We'll put that in our alts jar later. We'll use that for something else. Shall we try again? So, where did we start? Was it about there? Okay. By doing the stem stitch rather than the back stitch, we get a slightly thicker line. My pins arrived and they are much better, and I spent a long time, well 10 minutes or so, going along. Now I've got to make sure that I bring this down to the right place, haven't I? I spent some time going through and stabbing all the pins into a bunch of random fabrics to work out which ones were good and which ones were rubbish. And that's when I decided which ones to keep and which ones to throw. Oh, here comes Bo. You see it's really standing out because it's a nice light cream, so that's good. We don't want to do all this work and then you can't really see it, do we? Now Madam's coming down from her morning nap because it's almost the L word time, i.e. lunchtime. But she's going to have to wait because I'm busy here with you guys. Right, now I want to try and curve it back round. So hello baby girl, you're a bit early. Don't look at me with a sad face. You're a bit early. You have to wait. I can probably hear her panting next to me. Have you been laying in Daddy's window? Is that why you're all hot and bothered? Oh, the doorbell's going now. That's people probably getting deliveries. Right, so we've got this nice long stalk. I'm going to try and come off here as well, and maybe there. So I'm going to finish this off. And then we're going to have a bash at doing something like this. Okay, so new bit of thread. Right, here we go, struggling with threading needles again. Some reason. Right, so I feel like this is almost like a bullion stitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here at the top of my stem, and that's going to be the centre of, oh, we've done it again already, look. That's going to be like the centre of my flower. So can you even see the drawing I'm working to? Yes, you can. So I'm going to come to about there, I think. And that's going to be one of my stalks. Whoops. Caught around the end of the desk. Right. And now I'm just going to give myself a number of spokes to work with. Doing them deliberately, different lengths, different distances apart. And I'm not obviously doing proper bullion stitch, I'm just doing straight lines at the moment. I will go round and do all my French knots on the tips when I'm done. Okay, we're going to have one over here. Now we've got a couple of bendy ones, so I figure what I'll do is I'll go like that and do, as it were, like a half, and then meet it from the other way, just to give me a slightly bendy one. Well, that one's really bent, isn't it? Okay. And I notice here it's got like a branch off of it. So, no, I'm going to come down a bit further than that. Come down there. Now it does sit lower on here, but I think I'm going to go up a bit. So, oh, no, pulled my needle off. You know, if you want fun and games, this is definitely the channel to watch. You want to learn about subbing. Well, I mean, I'm not professing to teach anyway. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. Sharing my stitchery. Seriously, if you want to learn how to do something, this is not the channel. Because I'm learning all the time. Right, so sorry, what was I doing here? Oh yes, I was joining this to this. Now, although you're watching this on Sunday, it's actually Friday, which is what I was saying about filming ahead. And hubby's been out at meetings, so he may well come in a minute. So you'll hear a bit of noise, if that's the case. Right. And now again, I'm going to start in the middle. And put my, I was going to say flower bits, but yeah, of course it's a flower. Even a weed's a flower, isn't it? There we are. Mine's quite a bit smaller than that, but I think I want to do lots of branches off of it. I know there isn't on here, but I think that's what I want to do. So I think I'm going to do my little French knots so that you can see what I mean. And then I'm going to look at adding more of these coming down the stalk. So just going to wrap it once push it through and pull it. Just one wrap. I don't want big French knots. I just want something on the end of the straight spine stitch that I've put there, as it were. And I don't know about you, but I think that looks quite cute, or it will do. And once we get more things going on, I think it's going to be lovely. Oh, that one went a bit weird, didn't it? But then I suppose nothing's exactly the same in nature, is it? So just really have my grey mat underneath. It does make French knots easier, because you've got something to poke into. You can now hear Boo snoring probably. She's decided she's not getting fed, she's going back to sleep. There you go. I think this will be the last one on this piece of thread. Yeah. So you can see now how we're going to start to add colour. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another branch coming off there, which will be a double. And then I'll do another one coming off there, which will be a double. And maybe even another one off here. Just like to sort of look at what I'm doing as I'm going. So yeah, and then because I don't want it to be all the same and boring for you, I'm going to go, it's glitter there, I'm going to come all the way over here and I'm going to look at this. Now this is a bit of a feather stitch, but not. So whoops. And then what I'll do is I'll get the stitches I've started with you today finished as homework, and then when we come back next week, because we've only got 4, have we, or have we got 5 weeks in this May? I never quite know. What is it today? The 8th. 8 and 7 is 15 and 7 is 22. Oh, that'll be 3. That'll be 4, 29. We've actually got 5 weeks. So, yeah. We've got time to work across this, haven't we? I will show you this one if I can ever get this needle threaded. Oh, it's goodness me. Yay. There we go. Right. So, this one here is what I'm going to have a little bash at now. And I think I'm going to do it quite low. I'm not going all the way. So I don't want to go past this gold, I don't think, for this one. So I'm going to start there. And I'm going to come across and down. And that gives me that first hook that I can then pick out to do some flowers into. And I'm going to do a line there, and I'm going to come over there. So it's not real feather stitch, but we're going to go the other way. So come down, and then I'm going to come back up through there. Sorry, I'm screwing it up, aren't I? You can't really see. And add that to that one. And then there's one over here. I think I want to go there. So there. Okay. And then I'm going to join these two together like so. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then we're going to do one here. Okay. And then go over in line with that. Am I even on camera? Yeah. And then down to the bottom. We could actually do a 5th one, just because we can make it our own. Okay, so now we've got this grey one. So I'm going to close it up here, and then I'm going to rejoin to get our little spokes. So we've got one in the middle there, and then two in the middle of that one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 in the middle of that one. So let's start with the one at the top. So there's our original two, and then there's one, two coming out of that one, and then there's one, coming out of this one, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 coming out of this one. So I'm going to start there, come down and up, so that gives me 2, one gives me 3, and then I'm going to cheat and put one on the outside. We've still got the right amount of spokes. There we go. And then on this one down here, again we've got loads. So there's one. That's too close. That's 2. And again I'm going to put one on the outside. And then this bottom one that we added, I think I'm just going to put one in, the same as I did at the top. Oh, to hell with it, let's have 2. Here you go. And then I think I'm going to wrap some grey around the stalk to make it thicker, and then I'm probably going to put some bigger French knots on these tips, maybe even in this colour. I'll see. But there you go, we've made a start on making it pretty. As always, I hope you found some joy and inspiration. I'll see you next week when it will look completely different. Stay tuned for more stitching next week. Bye for now.